All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is 12 o'clock on Friday, October 9th. Hope everybody is doing well. We are joined today by Julio from the Dugout. Welcome, Julio.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.
Hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, just want to say shout out, welcome. You're now a board member, so thank you for joining us. We're really excited to have you a part of the board. I know this year has been a little crazy and it's been a weird kind of year to start being on a board, but we really appreciate it. But I'd really love to start off with just hearing about the Dugout and, why you started it and a little bit about the mission.
All right, so we opened up in January of 2018. We're here at 71 Linden Street, right behind the GE field. I guess they call this a old Harvard box building. And our mantra is for the Dugout is act on your dream. So I started coaching baseball about 15 years ago, and it seemed like in the winter times it was the hardest thing to do because the indoor space and trying to find somewhere where it was affordable for our young people to go inside and train. That was really the obstacle. So I found myself in front of a building with a phone number. It said for lease, and I went ahead and made the phone call. Took a tour of a couple of facilities. I was able to meet the owner, Ray Felidi, and with his help, I was able to launch the Dugout that we have today. We're going into our fourth year.
Wow.
Closing out our third year here, and going into our fourth year in January.
That's great. So what about the Dugout, I guess, what do you want our audience to hear about the Dugout?
Well, I guess I think what separates us from a lot of different baseball facilities is we're really family based.
Mm-hmm.
I try to really be involved with our athletes and their families, and my wife is really involved also, and I think that because of that, there's a real sense of community when these student athletes walk into our building, and not only them, but their siblings and their parents also. That being said, I think that puts them in a certain comfort zone where they're able to perform at a higher level. I think that's really the difference. This is not a standard baseball facility where you'd come in here and drop coins in a machine, take your swings and have a good night. I remember a student athlete once said to me when I first opened up, he walked in and I asked him, I said, so what do you think separates us from a lot of places? And I'll never forget, he said this. He said, Coach, this place has a heartbeat. And I felt that when he said that, he's absolutely right. This place definitely has its own heartbeat. When people come in here, it's a totally different vibe, a whole different environment that it resonates with our athletes and their families.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the concept of not just focusing on the baseball, but also focusing on the school and working at doing well in school, also in baseball?
Right. So, I think baseball has been great to me and my kids. My daughters play a little bit of softball, but I was very involved with my boys in their baseball. And the one thing that I do find that happens is that, especially me, when I was growing up as a young dad, I got lost in the whole baseball aspect. So everything was baseball, 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 and I kind of put to the backseat the academics, and I didn't realize how impactful that would be in my kids' future. So moving forward, with age and knowledge, right, and wisdom, I started realizing how important the academic aspect is. So once guys come in here, that's actually one of the first questions I ask is, how's your GPA and what courses they had taken? Because if you, and I'm sure you have, but if you ask any young athlete,
Yeah.
whatever sport it is that they play, what they want to be when they grow up, a high percentage of them are going to say, I want to be a pro baseball player,
Yeah.
pro football player, but unfortunately, that's a great dream. And I hope that they can all achieve that. But, there's steps to it. So they got to understand that doing your schoolwork and the academic piece of it plays a big and major role in the development as a young person going into being a young adult. If you don't have good grades, then you start shutting doors on yourself.
Yeah.
So the academic aspect is something that we really
Focus on.
yeah.
Yeah. I know that there's some really cool news. I don't know if you want to share it, but what's coming up in the next couple months for the Dugout?
So we've been partnered up with we have a couple partners actually we're very excited about. But I think our big move is hopefully we're going to be launching in January. Is we'll be opening up our second facility on Stetson Street. That's going to be very exciting. We partnered up with Grace City Church. Pastor Craig Jenkins over there has been great. So in his congregation, they've been great, and they welcomed us to the building. We'll be hopefully start to build out in the next couple of weeks, and the space is going to be unbelievable, state of the art. The work area, we're going to go from two batting cages to 4 to 5, two bullpens. We'll have a strength and conditioning area. And also what I'm very excited about is we'll also have a student center.
Wow.
And the student center is going to play home base to the Dugout Foundation.
That's great. That's so amazing. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us. And you do so many amazing things and touch so many amazing students in this community. And I just wanted to give you a few more minutes before we wrap up, if there was anything else you'd like to say.
No, I don't really have anything much to say. I want to say thank you to you, Sam, Christine, and Colin and the rest of the chamber, and thanks to the Lynn community for accepting us here and allowing us to play a role in the community of Lynn, and we're excited for the future and what it brings. Yeah.
Well, thank you so very much. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, long weekend, hopefully, if you have Monday off. And thank you so much.
Sam, thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.